There's a picture of me holding Chewbacca, like hugging Chewbacca, not knowing that Chewbacca wasn't allowed to let go until I let go. So it was a very uncomfortable amount of time that I was hugging Chewbacca.
At this point, you're playing chicken. Who's gonna move
Who's
first?
Gonna do it first? Yeah.
What happens when
happened.
when an unmovable object meets an unstoppable force? You get Chewbacca and Charlie hugging for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, foolish mortals, to Grim Grinning Dads, the show where three Disney-obsessed dads share travel tips, hot takes, and a whole lot more. I'm Charlie, and I'm joined as always by Caleb and Tyler. This week, we're making room for one more dad and discussing and planning a first-timers trip to the place where it all began, Disneyland. Before we dive in, I just want to remind everyone that the four of us are part of a team of travel advisors who specialize in Disney destinations, but we are in no way affiliated with, employed by, or representing the Walt Disney Company. Everything we share here is purely our own thoughts, opinions, and experiences. So we have our special guest today, Jacob, who's from our travel company as well. And Jacob, why don't you kick us off with some intro?
Yeah,
Tell us about yourself.
I'm Jacob. I am from Louisiana, so we're all kind of scattered all across the country here. But yeah, I've been a Disney fan for most of my life. I grew up during the Disney Renaissance, the 90s, early 2000s. You couldn't really get away from Disney. It was everywhere. Era
The
of
best.
the light. Yes, best
Mhm.
era. But as the years went on, I kind of grew into a I'm too cool for Disney phase. Shame to say. I even joined the dark side and became a Nick kid for a little while.
But you can't
but
do that on television, though.
Joined the
No.
dark side.
You joined the
I thought
dark
you were
side.
gonna say like Cartoon Network or something.
no, I'm not that demented. I'm not that demented. No.
Yeah, that right.
No. But yeah, no, it took my wife brought me back to the good side when we started dating, and one thing led to another. We decided we actually like each other. We kind of want to be with each other long term. So we decided to get married, and we decided that we wanted our honeymoon to be at Disney World. I had never
As it should.
been. Yes, of course, great place, love it. Been several times. Highly recommend. Um, but yeah, I never. Sorry.
Highly recommend.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Caleb, you were trying to break me. I think I just broke everybody. Anyway.
You did. You broke everybody.
But anyway, so I had never been to Disney World, and she'd only been a handful of times, and there really wasn't really anywhere else we could go. So
Wait, so you never went as a
we-
kid?
nope, never went as a kid.
Oh, wow.
Never,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Very first time I was an adult, and it was 2020 of all years.
Whoa.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. It was a weird time. Parks closed at like 7, so we spent a lot of time at Disney Springs that trip. Nobody stood close to anybody. Buses were not
Wild.
crammed. It was a terrible time, but also a lovely time if you're, of a certain mindset. But yeah, I mean, so that first trip, it was really more of a kind of reduced Disney experience. It wasn't really, the full-on thing, but even in that kind of reduced state, I loved it. Like I was hooked instantly. I had always heard about what amazing place Disney World was, and I got it. And I knew that it wasn't if we go back, it was when are we coming back? So one thing led to another. We went back the very next year to spend our anniversary there. Turned into once a year trip. Turned into twice a year. I think last year I topped out at like 3, or actually no, this year topped out at 3. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
you just wait till you
full
hit my
on.
numbers, man.
Well, my wife and I just became annual pass holders, so
You better hit my numbers then.
Oh,
I am not an annual
those
pass holder, and I regret it.
what are you doing, Caleb?
I'm just making mistakes. That's what I'm doing.
You just like paying the mouse. So like you're like, here, have more of my money, mister. Like,
here,
what is that
that's
all
more.
about, man? That's insane. You're just like,
making mistakes. Brittany has told me several times how much of a mistake that has been, that I do not have an annual pass.
I
And
had just assumed that you did when you were like, I'm going to all these places. I'm like, you're like, when we were talking about our next trip in November, and you're like, yeah, we'll just go to all the places. And I was like, oh, that cool. That's he must have an annual pass holder because that means he can get in everywhere.
No,
I cannot.
no.
I am floored by this. This is information, and we're
Brittany?
interrupting Jacob's intro with
I know.
this
I'm sorry,
information,
Jacob.
Caleb.
I'm sorry, Jacob.
You know, we're learning a lot about each other right now, so it's understandable.
We
It's
are.
understandable.
Yeah, I
We are.
make big mistakes.
Congrats on your annual pass, Jacob.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
congrats to your wife on that too. It's awesome.
I wish I
Thank
were you, Jacob.
I do too.
No, you don't. Anyway,
Except for the Louisiana part. I don't wish about that.
I mean,
Nothing's
I
wrong with
don't-
Louisiana. I just don't wish that I lived there.
I want some jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya?
I'm still bummed that I didn't get the jambalaya when we were at the place at Disneyland that I can't remember the name of now because it's almost
Blue
11 o'clock
Bayou?
in my brain. Yeah, Blue Bayou, that place. You're
Yeah.
supposed to have jambalaya, right? Like they didn't have it, or gumbo or something along those lines, and they
It's
just didn't have
Cajun.
it. So
It's Cajun.
Jacob, you got some
Yeah.
good jambalaya for us?
Let me see. I usually keep a stash kind of back there in my bookcase, but I'm fresh out this time.
That's an interesting place to keep jambalaya.
I was going to
It
be
is
really
interesting.
impressed
Hey,
if
man.
he just was like, I have a bowl right here.
He just pulls it
Just-
out. It's just there.
Yeah.
It better be-
gumbo.
better be a-
Make your choice. Yeah.
All right.
Amazing.
All right. So we're
Yeah.
all going to Jacob's house for jambalaya later, right? Like
Mm.
That
this-
sounds
Mm.
awesome.
It's
Amazing.
sounds like a plan.
9:30 p.m. over here, babe. Come on down. Come on down.
It's 9:30 here too. It's fine. It's 9:30.
Okay. All right.
Well, so to just kind of wrap up Jacob's intro. So after all those Disney World visits and now becoming an annual pass holder, how did you get involved in travel planning? Because now that you're kind of seeing Disney from a different side of it, like the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was after one of our trips, it was a couple years ago. I kind of started to have a thought in my head of like, man, I really want to do something Disney related. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I really, it was a thought that was really solid in my head. And one day my wife was just like, "Well, have you ever thought about being a, Disney travel agent?" And at the time I was like, kinda. I think at that time I was mostly concerned with how much time it would take to really, do that well. And then I think I was a little intimidated by, planning my trips is one thing, but then planning trips for somebody else, completely another beast. But fast forward a couple years when I'm a new dad, I'm a full-time husband, and I have a full-time job. That's when I decide I have enough time to be a travel agent. So, yeah,
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
as you
That
do,
tracks.
as you
That
do.
tracks.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, my things were going kind of rough at my day job. We'll just kind of keep it at that. And I was kind of looking for something to, make me happy. So
Love it.
the thought
That's real.
kind of came back up. Yeah, the thought came back up, and I was like, well, let's look into this. Let's just explore this a little bit. So I started looking up some agencies, and I was on Facebook one day, and I saw a post about becoming a travel agent specializing in Disney, and I clicked on the link. I went to our website. I think I read everything like 3 or 4 times, and I'd love to tell you like, oh yeah, it was this thing that really put it over the top for me, but really I just had a feeling that like this agency was a good place for me to end up. So you know I applied on a Sunday. Monday I had I was reached out to about setting up an interview. Had the interview on a Friday, and then by the end of Friday, I was officially an agent with the agency. And it was that very next day, I got an email. Last call for anybody who wants to join our Disney World Summit in June. And I was like, "Hey, babe, you want to take an extra Disney trip this year?" And so it was our summit last year in June, I think it was. So I went. That's where I met Tyler and Caleb for the first time. But I was still very very new, very shy, and probably a little awkward. But I think I'd say we probably really connected at the summit this past year in March. I feel like that's really when
March. Yep.
we all kind of got connected with each other, got close. I finally broke out of my shell a little bit. It only took some alcohol and karaoke to do it, but yeah, that's
Good times.
and yeah, very good times, very good times. I almost got stranded at the boardwalk that night. You saved me with that charger.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's funny.
My phone was dead. I had
Yeah, it
no way to
was.
call an Uber. I think
Oh,
it
right.
was like 1 in the morning, I think.
It was closer to like 2:30.
Yeah, it was
I-
pretty late. We shut everything down.
Yeah, like
We did.
we went into, what was it? Did we go into the Dolphin and we sat in the lobby of the Dolphin and closed down the gift or like the cafe area?
Yeah,
Because
and
we
just
couldn't
got like
get
the
in.
bottles. 'Cause
Bottles
that's the
of
only drinks we could
right.
buy.
That's it. And then Brittany missed her flight. Super funny.
Great, yeah.
Caleb, didn't
Those
you
are
lose
all
your
the
bag?
stories that make those trips worth it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Didn't
lost
you
my
lose your
bag
bag?
at Trader Sam's. Yeah, Trader Sam's.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I went back because I had a
What?
$600 camera in the inside of it the next morning and found it. So that's cool. Yeah, that was
Good times. Good times.
March, man.
wow, I missed out on some things there that night.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, where
Well,
were
that's
you
what happens
at?
when you bring your family. You bring your family with you, and
that's
you
what it was.
I mean, it was again, it was great to have them there, but it certainly, I certainly didn't feel like it was a good idea to go out and karaokeing with you guys until like 2:00 in the morning when they were at the hotel right across the way.
I'll have
So
you know, I'm the only one that karaoke'd. Like
I
those
would've.
guys did not.
I went
would've.
with
You
we did a
went with-
group.
You didn't
Who
get
else?
up and
Who
sing.
else did? There were people.
did.
I thought people. So wait,
I got up and sang.
yeah. When everybody was
Allie. I sang with
was
Allie.
describing that they like karaoke. Okay, so Allie karaoke. All right, so a couple
Yeah.
people did.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
I mean, do you not remember when I went up there and I totally owned I
Oh,
Have a
yeah.
Dream?
Yeah, you did go up there and do that. Yeah,
You-
yeah.
You
I
and
forgot
Tyler
about
refused
that.
to sing with me.
No,
Wow,
I went up with you.
guys, so rude.
And
And then
I
we
was
got
up
kicked
there.
off the stage. We got kicked off. I got kicked off the stage. I had to sing on the side. They were like, "You can't be up here. Only 2 people." And I was like, "But I'm." Do you know who I am?
You're you. You're
I'm the
cool.
content.
I'm the content. No.
The content then.
I didn't become the
It
content
was
until we
the
left.
dream of the content.
I didn't become the content till July. Okay.
All right.
Had to grow
So
into it.
So, Jacob, so what we'd like to do on this episode today, if we can stay on track, which, is no guarantee,
No promises.
is we want to help you plan your first ever Disneyland trip. So as someone who's been to Disney World now several times, obviously you're very well versed in that, but we would want to guide you through kind of what's different about planning a Disneyland trip, and then hopefully make some good recommendations for you. So to start off, kind of helping narrow down the options, what made you decide that it's finally time to plan a Disneyland trip?
Well, Disneyland's always been like very high on my Disney bucket list. It's always been up there. Fun fact about me, I'm really into Disney history. Like I'm just a real big Disney history nerd. So, as I was, becoming more and more of a Disney adult with every single trip, I would dive more and more into Disney history. And I think it was after I watched the Imagineering story on Disney Plus, where but Disneyland was a big focus of that show, where I was like,
So good.
yeah, I really gotta
Mm-hmm.
I really gotta check this place out. So it's always been there, and I think the reason why now is kind of like, why it's really been on my mind, other than just, you know, just to give it a shot. I think we've talked several times over the past couple of years about doing it, and then just for whatever reason we just end up not. But I think at this point we're just, it's like, no, we got to do it. We gotta pull the trigger. I gotta see Walt's Park. Got to do it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's definitely some things that you can only see and do at his park that we'd want to highlight kind of as we get into it for sure.
So what are some of the things that confuse you about planning a Disneyland trip compared to like Disney World? Like what are some of your questions on that?
So one thing I always kind of go back and forth on is how many days should I do Disneyland? Because it's like, I know it's smaller. It's only two parks. Um, but like I have no real idea of, you know, optimally like what's a good time frame for trying to get all your stuff done while you're at Disneyland. Because I mean, Disney World, I mean, you can easily spend a week there and still not even do
Mm-hmm.
everything. But I don't necessarily think or really know if Disneyland's really like a 1 week kind of destination.
Fair.
I mean, I would generally say 3 to 4 days for a first trip.
Mhm.
And a lot of that can depend on, are you a rope drop family, or do you kind of sleep in and kind of go at your own pace, or, do you want to park hop? Because, park hopping at Disneyland is obviously very, very different because it's about a 2-minute walk across the Esplanade as opposed to a, hour long transportation journey. But I would say a perfect like 3-day itinerary. I would do no park hopper, and I would do 2 days at Disneyland Park and 1 day at California Adventure. That would
No
be
park
my,
hopping.
yeah. I mean, I think especially with small kids, park hopping can be still a little tedious, even though it's not that long of a walk. But I think just being able to really fully immerse in Disneyland Park, and that way, if you don't get to everything in 1 day, because that's really, really hard to do, because there is a lot there. You have 2 full days at Disneyland, and then it is very doable to knock out everything in California Adventure in 1 full day, especially if you start at rope drop.
So would you say park hopping's even like necessary at Disneyland? Because it's like I kind of see it both ways, because it's like they're both parks are like right there, so it's really convenient just to hop back and forth between both of them. But I mean, do you really need to get park hopper, if that makes sense?
It
I mean,
depends.
most of the time when my family goes, we do not park hop. But granted, we've been many times now, so we kind of know exactly what we want to do. So sometimes we'll even do, as little as a 2-day trip. and do one day at each park. Although I would be fine doing just 2 days at Disneyland, but that's just me. Because I mean,
It is
go back
far superior.
Go back to our overrated episode. All of
is.
DCA is overrated. But they do have some good food. I'll give
Except
them
for
that.
the tacos. Yeah. The Barrio
The
tacos.
yeah. Berry
Mhm.
tacos, corn dog castle. Shout out to you. But no, I think park hopping it can be great when you have a group that's really up for it. But I think, with small kids, if it's still a kind of a chore, especially, if you're all the way back in like Toontown or Galaxy's Edge and then having to, get all the way back to the front and then all the way across and then back into DCA, it can be a lot. I mean, we had our group of 5 and we made it from Big Thunder to San Francisco. So, across both parks in about 15 minutes. But, that's, 5 adults who, are walking at a pretty brisk pace, even with Charlie's
kinda know where we're
plantar
going.
fasciitis.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
We
I
kind of
mean-
knew what we were doing too.
We did have.
We were on a mission for those tacos too.
We did. Yep, we did end up with all of that. My perspective on it is probably the same as Tyler's in this case. I think that with our group of 5, having Park Hopper was awesome because we were able to we were able to go, oh, well, this ride is like there's no wait on Rise right now. Oh, let's go, let's get over there and we'll ride Rise of Resistance with like a 15-minute wait, which is unheard of. And we were able to just like pop right on. It was 15 minutes. It's pretty awesome.
It was a wild ride. That was wild.
Yeah. So that's worthwhile. But again, like Tyler said, I mean, I have never walked more, and I've done Disney World multiple, many, many times. Never walked more than I did when we were in Disneyland. Now, did we realize that there was a bus that went from our hotel to the front of the park after we left?
We don't tell
Maybe.
people about our mistakes.
Maybe.
We just tell them the solution.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a hot tip. It's a hot tip that if you
We're
stay
gonna
at that
let them
hotel,
know.
if you
Well,
stay
okay.
at that hotel, they have a bus.
But like that's another good point too, right? Like Jacob, like if you're going to Disneyland, like do you have any idea where you would stay?
Mm.
Like do you have an idea on
Have
that?
you looked?
So I have what my preference would be, and I have what would probably actually happen. So
Okay.
my preference would be to stay at one of the Disney hotels, preferably the Disneyland. The Disneyland hotel would be my choice.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
But I also know that there is no Disney World value resort price point for a Disney hotel over in Disneyland.
Yeah,
So-
and that's exactly the point that I would make, is that if you're used to the hotel structure at Disney World, the value, moderate, and deluxe, it does not work like that at Disneyland. With the 3 hotels they have, I would kind of categorize it like Pixar Place is kind of moderate to like high moderate. Disneyland is like kind of mid-price tier in terms of the deluxe pricing, and then the Grand Californian is like equivalent to like the Grand Floridian in terms of its
Right.
pricing.
Right.
Caleb, how do you
and-
feel about the Grand Floridian?
Do it. Just don't do it. Grand Flow, like Glenford, just don't do it. Just don't. California,
Don't even
do
say
it.
the name correctly. Just don't
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do the California.
Definitely
Okay?
do it.
visit the Grand Californian. It is an amazing
The lobby.
hotel.
Yeah.
The lobby is gorgeous. That
So cool.
fireplace is amazing. There's great places to eat in there. The Storytellers Cafe is one of the better buffets and character dining options. The Craftsman Bar is really good. I haven't done Napa Rose, but that's kind of like their version of a Victoria and Albert's. Not quite as high end as that, but it's the
Okay.
closest equivalent. So definitely, and they just got a whole renovation. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
So I definitely want to try that.
When I was there in March, all all under construction. I stayed in the Napa Rose wing even, so like it was right there, but I couldn't go to it. And I couldn't even enter the park from that entrance because they were swapping out the entrance, and I had to go through the Pixar Place entrance on the opposite end of the resort. So
It's not
far,
close.
like
Yeah, that's
such a
not
long
close.
walk.
Yep.
So kind
I
of
mean, it certainly is.
branching out from the Disney hotels. Jacob, have you looked into any of the good neighbors that are in Anaheim?
I know that there's a bunch of them, and there's
There
only like there's only like a handful that I sort of know by name. My what I would what ideally what I would like would be one that's uh within walking distance.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like across the street, but like I don't want it to rely like understand y'all had a bus y'all could have taken, but we don't talk about that. But you know,
We don't talk
Yes.
about it.
Right.
I,
We
We don't
don't.
talk about it.
We sure do talk about it a lot for not talking about it.
Sure.
it you know
It's kind of like
it's
Bruno.
like it's like yeah, but you
Yeah, it
stole
is
my
the
joke, Charlie.
Bruno of the conversation.
Yeah.
I was just about to
We
say
don't
that.
talk
Yep,
about Bruno.
beat me to it.
You are nice.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, ideally, I'd want to be somewhere where I could, you know, comfortably walk, if that's a thing, to the
Yeah,
parks.
right
And
across the street.
well, yeah, I mean, if that's what's gotta be. That's what's gotta be. And something that I can feel safe in, if that makes sense. Like, you
But
know,
yeah,
like price is
I
a
mean,
consideration, but I don't. I mean, you know, I know you pay for what you get, right? But like,
yeah.
yeah.
And a lot of those, especially the ones right across the street along Harbor Boulevard, I would kind of equate to like a moderate pricing at a Disney World hotel.
Hmm.
Um, and there's a lot of variety there, which is really nice. And actually, Charlie, if you don't mind, I'll put you on the spot a little bit since you kind of hotel hopped a little bit during our Disneyland trip. So could you give us a little overview of you stayed at 3 different places, right?
Yeah. So I stayed at the
Anaheim.
the Anaheim. Yep. The Anaheim hotel. And I had a really hard time once I got in typing in the Anaheim hotel into any of the like Uber and stuff like that. It brought up a ton of different things, so I had to like look back and actually find which one of the Anaheim hotels I was actually going to. Um when I arrived at the Anaheim, it's nice. It's definitely an older definitely an older hotel, it looks like to me anyway. And you know, it's just a basic hotel. Very safe. And it was really close by. Um I think it was actually closer than where we ended up staying for the couple of nights that the 3 of us were roommates. Um I definitely would stay there again. I thought it was nice. And I think as far as you know, amenities go, like I don't think that it offered the same level of amenities as like a moderate world hotel would have. But also I was only there for one night, so I didn't, and I wasn't really experiencing those things while I was there, so I didn't really know. I walked over to, I was able to walk from there to the Disneyland hotel and spend some time with Ashley and Brittany before other people started to arrive. Let's see. The other hotel that I stayed at was
The JW.
the JW. Yep, that was the second one. Yep, the JW. I think was very luxurious looking. The lobby was nice. I think that there was a lot of ambiance there that was good, but they didn't start us off super well. They somehow, like it ended up being one of those scenarios where like I don't know if the whole room got charged to me or like part of the room, and then like the next day I got charged again. Like it was a really weird thing, and they couldn't really pinpoint where their screw up was. But for whatever reason, Tyler had none of that experience, and everything he had was fine. So it was really great. It's that Las Vegas juju.
I'm just used to hotels, I guess.
I'm
So
used to
Las
hotels
Vegas
too. It was
juju.
weird. So I wouldn't stay there again. I thought it was a nice hotel, and we only stayed there because that's where the trainings were happening. I mean, being able to get up and go directly downstairs was definitely valuable. However, we did rope drop before trainings a couple of the days, so that ended up being a sweaty mess coming all the way back to there. So would not recommend. And then the third hotel, actually I stayed in 4 hotels, didn't I? I stayed in 3 in Anaheim. Yeah.
The one by the airport on your way out. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that one doesn't really count. So what was the do you remember the name of the third one?
Was it the Anaheim Majestic Garden?
Yeah. That one was
that's
awesome.
one of my favorites. It's
that
so
one
great.
I would 10 out of 10. I would stay there again for sure. The lobby of that place, it's themed for storybook. Like there's lots of storybook stuff in all over the place. The grounds has a lot of different storybook themed things, and there's like courtyards, and I didn't really get to visit the pool, but the pool looked like it was nice. I definitely would recommend. It's not far away. They have a shuttle as well. Again, you can walk. At the point of the trip that I was at, my feet were toast, so I wasn't gonna be. I was gonna be spending the day in Disneyland by myself on the day of the 70th because everyone else had left. So I stayed in that hotel for that last night, and I had a good experience. They were really great. They, the service was good. The food in the little cafe was good, and the lobby itself, like I spent a bunch of time in the lobby because I didn't have to leave until late the next day. So I was hanging out in the lobby. There were comfy couches and chairs and places you could hook your laptop up to, and like I took a client call while I was there, and it was I would recommend that place for sure. So Anaheim Majestic Garden, very, very highly recommend. Just based on the 3 places that I stayed. Again, the Disneyland Hotel, awesome, but it would have been roughly 3 times the price of the Anaheim Majestic for what I paid. And I didn't get any like special rate with that, so I think it's definitely worth it. And they have a bunch of different shuttles that do run as well, and they drive right up to the same place that that all the different buses that they have. They're like right outside of the main courtyard, but you have to go through security to get to the courtyard. And just definitely would recommend staying at one of those places, like Majestic. Anaheim Majestic was great.
And price-wise, it's one of the more reasonable ones, too.
For sure.
Or you can just stay at the Fairfield right across the street by McDonald's. So, like, there's that.
Also good.
But
does
why
the job.
would I do that? Yeah, it does the job.
Because you get
but
McDonald's on the way out?
Oh,
come on.
There's a ghost behind you, Tyler. Oh, it's gone.
There is.
The ghost ran away. She did. Oh, now oh, wow. Whoa. Hey.
Hello.
Love it.
Well, special guest. Love it.
Ooh.
We've got 2.
How far would you say you consider as
I'd
like
stay here
a
now,
lot of walking?
if you don't mind.
She's welcome to hang out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not great with miles and numbers, but if not across the street, maybe like right around the corner, Well, not super far, not super far.
Yeah, I think the JW would be too far. They do
Yeah.
offer the
For
bus,
sure.
but it's definitely too far. It was. I just feel like that was the majority of the walking that we did was down that road that connected to where the JW is, and that really kind of I mean, it didn't hinder the experience. It was fine. It was fun, honestly, being able to just like decompress after leaving and walking back to the hotel. But on that final day, when everybody else stayed and I couldn't stay because I had to limp back to the hotel, um, that was rough. That walk was rough. Why did I not take an Uber? I don't know. Probably because I was like, here's why. You know why? I wanted to go to the one of the convenience stores to get some ice for my feet. And that's what ended up happening. Is I went there, I got some snacks and some ice. So was it a bad choice? Yes. Because it would have been like maybe a $9 Uber ride at the most.
Oh,
so I don't know. I don't know what I was doing.
Dude, do you know how many times I Ubered around Disneyland, like to and from the JW to the Disneyland hotel, like from Anaheim, when I stayed the one night with you that you had no idea I was even there.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, Jacob, Caleb was actually with me that first night. I just told that whole story and forgot that Caleb was even involved at all.
Had no idea I was even there.
No idea. It was unbelievable. He came in. I was asleep.
He was.
I didn't hear anything because I sleep with a sound machine on because that's like unfortunately, since I mean you have a kid, you sleep with a sound machine when they're really young, and never looked back. So we got sound machine on all the time. It's just it's just a fan sound. But he came in, he slept. I could tell that the bed was slept in.
Yeah, I even got up in the morning and showered and left, packed my stuff and left before he even knew I was gone.
Yep. Crazy. Totally crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked the Anaheim. Anaheim was nice. Yeah, no idea what like the walk time isn't bad from there either. So
it's like 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I have vowed to myself I'm never staying at that JW again. I don't care. Just never happening. Like I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, it's not a very convenient location.
And it's also not cheap.
Right. And for that price you can stay a whole lot closer and be happier for it.
Right. And if we're going to stay, or if we're going to do like work stuff at the JW, I will just Uber there.
Yeah,
from
for
wherever I'm at, because why not?
Yep. Yeah, it makes sense.
Even with that bus shortcut we found, Tyler, like I wouldn't do it.
It still would take longer than if we just stayed somewhere else and walked over.
Well, and then like even walking from where the bus stopped, like it was weird. Like to walk through that parking lot and then like out a gate, cross and you're like, am I supposed to be walking here?
Wait, where did the bus stop for that one?
What is it? The Toy Story parking lot? Yeah.
That's not the main one where all the other buses come in.
No, because it's literally the Anaheim bus, their bus system, and it just takes you to the Toy Story parking lot. And then you walk from the parking lot to the JW, which is right across the street on paper.
Right. Yeah, everything's across the street on paper in that area. Right. That's when I was researching like what I should do while I'm there. I was like, oh, everything's kind of in a rectangle. But it looks a lot smaller than it actually turns out to be. Because there was one night where I definitely did a 1.5 mile walk home because I went the wrong way and ended up going around Pixar Place and out to the street, whatever that was, and just following it. I don't know. I went out to one of the other streets that was not the right street that I was supposed to be on. So
Yeah. So while people say Disneyland is smaller, it is, but that doesn't mean it's small.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Except for the castle.
Wait, there's a castle?
Oh, stop it.
I mean, I think we might have pictures in front of it.
Jacob, you got to back me up here as a fellow Disney historian. Like, that's the castle.
Oh, I get it. You're not wrong, but
yeah.
there's a castle?
Come on. Look. I love Big Cindy just as much as the next person, but I mean, you gotta show the original some love. I mean, come on now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can go inside of it. You can go inside of it.
You can go inside of Cinderella too. It's fine.
Yeah,
yeah,
$200
for $80 a head.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same.
I mean, and and a horrible time.
Well, so good transition, everybody, to talking about some of the attractions at Disneyland. So, Jacob, are there any like absolute must-dos that you would have inside the parks?
Yeah, so I for sure would want to do the so-so version of Pirates. That was a joke. Guys.
Let's say what?
Did anybody else see that?
Joke, guys.
Tyler's head just like popped off. He's like, "What?"
No, definitely got to do Pirates.
So version.
I won't stand for that. I thought you were on my side, man.
I know that was a low blow. My bad. Anyway.
Okay. All right. That's one strike.
But yeah, definitely got to do Pirates, and there's like I'd like to see the like original versions of the rides that are in Orlando. Some would say the better versions, and
some would say that.
Some 3 people on
sure
this
we've all
call
said
might.
That. But then I definitely wanted to see and do the ones that we don't have in Orlando. Like I definitely want to see Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Two Town. I mean we have Mickey and Minnie's. That's the same ride, but the queue in Anaheim is fantastic. Like I've seen videos of it, and I'm jealous and bitter that that's not in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes me mad. But then also like in DCA, Cars Land. Well, I really want to check out Cars Land and Radiator Springs Racers for sure.
As you do.
And Avengers Campus, just because I'm a Marvel guy. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot that I want to see and do, both things that I can't see in Orlando, and then things that I can compare and finally be like, yeah, I can now compare Pirates, I can compare Haunted, I can compare all this, so yeah.
That sounds right. All of the same rides are better in Anaheim.
Some would
they
say
really
that,
are.
yes.
Except for
some would say that.
Yeah, the ones that are exactly the same and haven't been reskinned.
Right. So like Big Thunder, better. Small World, better. Indiana Jones versus Dinosaur. Indiana Jones is better.
Significantly.
Like you got Pirates is better. Tiana's I don't know if Tiana's is better.
Tiana's definitely longer in Anaheim.
Yeah.
It's also wetter.
I like the layout a little better. It is, yes.
Significantly wetter. I was soaked when I came off Tiana's in Land. And I don't remember. I definitely was not as soaked in World.
I got soaked in World this last trip. Like it was wild. Brittany was next to me, and I am soaking wet. She's wet. Everybody behind us is wet, except for the 2 people in the middle, the 2 smallest people. Like it went right over them.
You shielded them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What took one for the team?
That was definitely the wettest I've ever been on Splash Mountain / Tiana's. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, they are all better in Anaheim. All better.
I mean, Rise is exactly the same. There's nothing different about Rise. Smuggler's Run, I would say, is exactly the same.
Exactly the same. But
So,
the coffee that's there, whatever that coffee was that the girls got,
The Black Calf cold
Black
brew.
Calf.
that thing, fantastic. Way better
It
in
was
Anaheim
different.
than in Disney World.
Yeah, it was different.
Really?
Because they're supposed to all be Joffrey's, right? Like Joffrey's is the coffee that they use for everything. And
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how it was, why it was better. I don't know why it was better, because I had one
Didn't
too.
have that gross Florida water.
Potentially.
That's my
The
only
Black
guess.
Calf is the one with Cocoa Puffs in it, right?
Right.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really
So
good.
much better. So yeah. And that, oh dude, that nighttime spectacular in Galaxy's Edge that we just happened to walk
My
in
God, what a moment!
on.
Don't we have a video? We have a video of Caleb going, "No way! This is happening right now! Like, no way! No way!" It was awesome. It was just awesome. Like you can't like do moments like that and have it just not be, a core memory that associates with it.
I think what we've learned is we just need to have the camera rolling on me all the time. Like,
well, we all have reactions, but you had the most reactions, especially that trip. Anytime we get steak, yep.
I guess that's why y'all call them the content, right?
We do.
Yeah, that's right. But I do think it does illustrate a point that something that Disneyland does, I'll just say different, not necessarily better, but they have more of that stuff that feels spontaneous, even though it really isn't. So the things like the characters just walking around, as opposed to like designated meet and greets, more of those little like pop-up kind of shows, like there's the band that plays in Fantasyland, stuff like that just happens. It feels like more of a lived-in place as opposed to something where everything is so scheduled. So that's something that like at least I feel like I don't have to plan my day quite as much because there's so much to interact with just going around the park.
Yeah.
The
first time. Go for it.
It's like that's the general kind of vibe I get when it comes to playing a Disneyland versus Disney World. Like it's more like Disney World. You can get lost in trying to like plan minute by minute. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that you do that, but I mean you can get lost trying to do that. It seems like Disneyland is definitely more have a general idea of what you want to do, where you want to go, but really just kind of go with it. That's kind of what the vibe I kind of get with it.
Yeah.
And allegedly that week was a very busy week because it was the week of the 70th, and I never felt like I wasn't getting to do, like, I don't feel like I missed anything, because the only thing that I could have potentially missed out on was the Walt animatronic, because it was like the first day that it was showing and there were only 2 virtual queues for it, and I could have missed the second one. I definitely did not get the first one. It was like 5 seconds and it was gone. But I never felt while we were there like we were going to miss anything and that there was a need to freak out for anything. To like, and I know that when I've been at World sometimes, like three or 4 trips ago, it definitely felt like, oh man, we missed out. Like Ratatouille broke down one of the days and we were trying to ride it, and oh, there it goes. Like we never got to ride. Like I got to ride Ratatouille later, but my son has still not gotten to ride it because it just broke down, and then we just never tried it again.
Right.
So it's one of those things where there's so much else that you can do. I mean, even those little touches of things that like I never would have thought I was going to go and ride the storybook boat ride, and like riding that at night with the crew that we had was just just fantastic. I mean, the energy that the boat driver, the boat captain was putting into her telling of the stories and the miniatures and all of that stuff, definitely highly recommend. And I know that for a little one, I know that place would be really awesome. So I guess one of the next question would be like, are there any Disneyland rides you already know are must do's for your child? Also, how old are we talking with your kiddo?
Right now he's 2.
Okay.
But by the time
it's free.
we go, yeah. Well, I don't.
Woo!
I'm not sure if we'll make it out while he's still free, but
Oh.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not 100% sure when this trip will happen, but it will happen soon, one of these days.
When's
But
the
yeah,
birthday? When's his birthday?
August.
Oh, you got time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got
yeah.
time. Yeah.
If we can make it out next year, we'll definitely try. But yeah, for sure, Small World, because I mean he likes Small World and World, so I know he's gonna love it in Land. I know, like you're saying, Charlie, the Storybook Canal. I'm sure that one would be a great one for him. He would probably
Yes.
get a kick. He would probably get a kick out of a lot of the Fantasyland rides. I know that's he could probably do
Not
virtually
Mr.
everything.
Toads.
Well,
Not Mr. Toads.
Yeah, maybe not Mr. Toads.
No,
Maybe
not
not.
Mr. Toads.
yeah,
you
maybe not.
definitely need to do that one.
Yes, you need
Yes,
to do that.
yeah, that's on the list.
not
That's
him.
on the list for sure. That's probably a good call. We were at Home Depot the other day, and we just casually walked by the Halloween stuff, and he wasn't having it. He wasn't having it.
No.
So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so that's probably a good call. Which means Haunted Mansion might
So
be out too. We'll see.
Oh, well, I mean, you have to at least make that work so you can see the OG.
Yeah, for sure. And I know he probably wouldn't be big enough to do like Radiator Springs Racers or anything like that, but he definitely would get a kick out of Cars Land because he loves cars, loves Lightning McQueen, loves.
But they
Mater.
do have
would...
the other rides in Cars Land would be great. So was it the Junkyard Jamboree?
Yep.
Yeah,
would be that one's a lot of fun.
And then
I like
whatever
that a lot.
Luigi's one
the
is.
Luigi one.
Yeah. That brings up a good point too. That another one of those things that organically just, I mean, it is something that happens every single day in Cars Land, but they have what did you call it, Tyler? That they call it the
when the lights come on.
Yeah,
the lighting ceremony of sorts.
No,
the
it's called
Shaboop.
Shaboop.
Yeah.
The Shaboop.
Yeah,
It like like so cool. All
it's like
these
they don't
people,
advertise it, but everyone just knows.
and
Yeah,
they're all
it's at
there,
sunset.
and we're
at
all looking
sunset.
up and around, and it's just they play the music, and all the different neon lights turn on all the same, one at a time, all the way around the entire thing as the song is playing. It's just that's the type of magic that I don't feel like you get elsewhere. It just or anywhere, just anywhere else. It's just that's that type of thing. That and stumbling across what happened in Galaxy's Edge was one of those. It's like, oh, really? This is a moment. Like, and they just do a projection show, and there's just like just awesome, just super awesomeness. So,
Yep.
Any other
sure.
must dos for your kiddo? I mean, obviously he's 2, but
yeah. Attraction wise, I'm struggling to remember the rides there that aren't at World.
Well, there's a lot of little things in Toontown. So there's like Mickey's house, Minnie's house.
Oh yeah,
where
yeah,
you can go through and do like the meet and greets and stuff.
Oh yeah,
so that's the closest thing to like a Disney World style meet and greet that they have, but it is a pretty cool setting. So that's one of those where even if there's a little bit of a wait, I think it's kind of worth it because the whole queue is themed. You're going through the whole house, so that's pretty cool to
Mhm.
see.
Heck, I'd want to do that. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you got things like Casey, you got Casey Jr.'s train there. You got
Oh yeah.
obviously you got teacups. You've got Disneyland train all the way around. Yeah, you got a bunch.
Autopia,
Yeah, that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
that's there.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oddly, that's a thing. You got the submarine. That's also a thing.
Which, if you're not claustrophobic, is fine.
I'm a big dude, tiny space. Doesn't work too well.
Yeah.
Like,
Nope.
probably will never ride that.
So my next question would switch over to food. So when you guys do your Disney World trips, are you more of a like we're doing quick service so we can maximize ride time, or do you like to do some table service as well?
So we typically we'll do a mixture. Usually every trip we'll do um about probably do like around at least two. Sometimes where we go crazy and we'll do like three or four. Other times we'll be like no, just quick service, and then we end up booking one anyway. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean we usually
I
we
love
do
it.
kind of like a mixture. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that there at each park there's one kind of like iconic sit down restaurant that should be top of your list.
Mhm.
And at Disneyland it's Blue Bayou. And at California Adventure it's Lamplight Lounge. Both are phenomenal for very different reasons. Both have great food, both have great views, especially if you plan your dinner at Lamplight right before World of Color. It is an unbeatable view right on the water.
Mhm.
So I would definitely highlight those. There are a couple of other sit-down restaurants that I would take a look at, like Cafe Orleans, which is actually right next to Blue Bayou, a little bit more casual, great lunch spot. And then there's a couple other ones up and down Main Street, Carnation Cafe, Plaza Inn, some really good options. But I would definitely try to highlight a dinner at one or both of Blue Bayou or Lamplight.
Those are actually the two that were on my list. When I think of
Oh, perfect.
when I think is yeah when I think of sit downs at Disneyland, I mean I know it's more of I know Disneyland's more of like the quick service or snack kind of culture there. Or at least that's what I assume. But Blue Bayou is very very high on the list, and then I've seen various like videos of Lamplight Lounge. I just think it's a really cool place. Period. And then like every food item I've seen there, it's like that it looks amazing. And I think you said something once
Oh,
about
yeah.
lobster nachos or something, and I'm like, oh my God,
Lobster nachos.
it just keeps getting better.
Yes. It unbelievable. So
Yeah.
good.
So both of those are on the
But
list.
then yeah, and then for quick service, I mean, you've got some great options too. Bengal barbecue. You've got the cheesy garlic pretzel bread, which you can get with or without a bratwurst in it. You've got, of course, the corn dogs and hot dogs. So Caleb will be satisfied. It's no Casey's Corner, but they still
You're
have
right.
hot dogs.
It is not Casey's Corner.
Is it
But
safe
yeah,
to say it's better?
It's
I
not better.
honestly don't
It's not
know if
better.
I've had a hot dog at Disneyland because they have just so many other things.
Yeah, why would I
I
have a
don't
hot
know that I
it's
have.
it's it's a really tough call to go like with all these other options, I'm gonna have a hot dog.
I mean, I
I'll
kind of
be
get it when you're
honest.
at Magic Kingdom.
I don't know, man.
Like if
Because there's
I'm
not many
willing to
options
try
in
half a
Magic
Casey's
Kingdom.
Corner.
Right. That's exactly right.
I
But
mean,
when you could
if I'm
like,
going like all the way out there, sorry, Caleb, I don't think I
Right.
want a hot dog. That's
You want a
that's not
hot
really
dog.
the first
I
thing I
promise
think
you want
of.
a hot dog.
no,
No,
But
I
you know,
I'll tell
but
you,
you know,
like, you go. You go to
So, like-
go to Jolly Holiday for breakfast, get that
Yep.
croissant sandwich.
Oh
100%.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's the start to your day right there.
Yep.
We did that, didn't we?
I'm
Tyler,
still
the
trying
first
to
year?
fill that high. I'm still trying to find a breakfast sandwich that's as good as that one, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, anyone can rope drop a ride, but the real one's rope drop breakfast at Jolly Holiday.
If you don't rope drop breakfast at Jolly Holiday, you will wait an hour and 30 minutes for breakfast at Jolly Holiday, which is what I did when I rope dropped Peter Pan instead of Jolly Holiday. So I ordered while I was in line for 45 minutes for Peter Pan.
You
Yeah.
rope dropped Peter Pan?
That's
'Cause I had never
actually
done it.
that's actually a really good move there if you're going to rope drop a ride first, because Peter Pan and a lot of those Fantasyland rides don't have lightning lane. So my goal, especially like if I just take my daughter, is like we're going to knock out like two or three of these right away, because I'm not wasting 60 minutes later in the day. So I'll take 15, 20 minutes at rope drop for Peter Pan and just get it done. And then while you're in line, do your mobile order for Jolly Holiday and get that right after.
That's what I did. That's what I did. It was good. I also rode Space Mountain. I think I had enough time to do both of those things before I was able to get the croissant. But it was still it was worth the wait. But again, if you're gonna, if you've been there already and you can rope drop, get that breakfast sandwich and be very happy. Be a very happy person.
And have a great time.
Have a great time.
And not have to be sad walking around with a turkey leg.
So good. Yeah. Yes. Don't be the sad guy with a turkey leg.
You won't be a sad guy if you have a turkey leg at Disneyland, though. You won't be.
Especially if it's cinnamon sprinkled on top of it.
Cinnamon sprinkled on top. Yep. Or the buffalo.
Oh, the buffalo. But you gotta go
there.
September, October.
Mhm.
So
someday.
And that might be a party exclusive. After that episode, I was thinking to myself, that might be a party exclusive for Oogie Boogie. I'm not sure, because I definitely got it during Oogie Boogie, but I don't know if it was only available as a party treat.
Caleb's looking it up.
Worth it either way.
Oh, yeah.
And Caleb, our fact checker. Yeah, and then just as a kind of a planning tip, so dining reservations at Disneyland do work pretty similar to Disney World. You have that 60-day advanced dining window. The nice thing with a place like Blue Bayou, for example, is that they do set aside some walk-up availability every day, but it's one of those where you have to like walk up right as they open, which is not when the park opens. It's usually a little bit later in the morning, and you just kind of have to be open to whatever times are available. So you probably won't get a dinner reservation, but if you're okay having lunch in Blue Bayou and you don't have that advanced dining reservation, kind of take what you get. But I love that they do that, because they know that it's an iconic place, so they set aside a little bit for that.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. I mean,
Fun
eating
fact.
Yes. Fun fact.
You can get it in Disneyland at Edelweiss Snacks by Matterhorn.
All the time?
All the time.
Oh, the buffalo?
The buffalo one.
Seasonally, though.
No.
All the time?
All the time.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where are you getting your information? TylerIsAliar.com?
No.
Is that where that comes from?
Do we have some followers create that already?
It is a
Yes.
very reputable source. I won't say who they are because I don't want to like cause issues, but it's very reputable.
Okay.
So they've got 3 new flavors for Thanksgiving.
Ooh. Is one of them cinnamon? They stole it. They stole the idea.
They saw our episode
Trademark
and they
Grim
stole
Grinning
it.
Dads.
They saw the episode. They were one of the people that saw the episode.
No, they got smoked barbecue.
I'm pulling up the menu right now.
And buffalo. It's an off menu item.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Mm.
that's a thing?
It's an off-menu item. So,
Okay,
That is
interesting.
fancy.
so that's why
'Cause
like you didn't know.
the place where I got it, it was a stand. I want to say it was in Avengers Campus, but it was during Oogie Boogie. And we just
Mm.
we just happened to be kind of wandering by, and I was like,
Was
I
that
like
at the
buffalo and I like turkey legs, so
Mm.
I got to
Mm.
try this. And my wife was kind of disgusted at how messy it was, but man,
Oh
was it
yeah, I
worth
was
it.
just about to ask that. Yeah,
Was
I was
that
about to
at
ask how
the
messy.
was that at Paradise Garden Grill? Is that where you got it?
It might have been. It was kind of like not when you're walking in from the front portion of the park, kind of back towards Guardians. It was not quite towards Pym. It's like off to the right there.
Oh, okay.
It was
Up
like
to
a
the
stand.
right,
So I don't know if
okay.
it's like a stand that's always there, if it was just up for the party. I'm not sure. But man, I'm glad I found it because it was delightful.
That sounds awesome. It's 11:30. I shouldn't be this hungry, guys. I should
I was
not
just
be
thinking,
this
I was like,
hungry at
now I'm
11:30
very
at night.
hungry.
He's going to start roasting a whole turkey and then like
Yeah.
making his own buffalo sauce.
Yeah, I just pull it, I wheel it in. I wheel in the on, like it's just plugged into the wall.
Listen,
It trips
I
the
need to-
power because we can't have the internet, and we can't have the internet and the AC unit going with the turkey roaster on the second
turkey
floor.
roast.
Oh man, I want to try that. I definitely think that Oogie Boogie is something that has now become a kind of a bucket list item.
Well, yeah, we're gonna do it next year.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, I would love to do it with you guys too, but like my family would be nice to
Now,
take
who
them
needs
to
them?
Disneyland, right? No. They
Listen.
watch these things. I'm not sure Sawyer's
I'm
been
just
watching
kidding.
them, but my
I'm
wife's
just kidding. Charlie's family. I'm just kidding.
Hold on. Let me read this piece of paper that Charlie told me to read. Hold on.
No, here we go.
Having your family go with you is a much greater priority, Charlie. You should have your family go with you.
Stamp of approval.
Woo! All right, we did it. I thought I was gonna be in trouble for a second there. I was like, what was this? What was this thing that I wrote?
It's just something really incriminating.
It could have been. It totally could have been.
Okay. Well, just to kind of wrap up a little bit. So just a question to kind of bring us back together here. So, do you think you will leave this Disneyland trip thinking that Disneyland is better, or that you're still a Disney World fan
Okay.
first and foremost?
First off, how did I know you're going to ask that question?
It's like we have a list
I
of
knew he was going to
questions.
ask that question. I saw the
You had
list.
the
I'm
list.
like, this one is definitely being asked.
Uh-huh.
Guess I know you guys. Okay, I'll say this. I'll put it like this. I don't see a reality. Sassy Todd getting ready there. I don't see a reality where I go to Disneyland and I don't love it. I don't think it's a possibility at all that I'm not going to enjoy myself while I'm there. And there's definitely aspects of it that I think I could see myself preferring over Disney World, like the transportation or lack thereof of having to worry about transportation, just being able to walk everywhere. The food, some of maybe some of the rides are better there than World. I definitely see some of that coming into my mind. Now, will I leave saying I prefer land over World? Anything's possible. I'm open to
You will.
I'm open to that thought. My hesitation really comes with do I have a loyalty to Disney World? Yes. Do I have a very deep emotional connection to Disney World? Yes. I mean, that was that was where my honeymoon was. That's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
core memories that I have now, you know, is based there. So like I'm always going to have that emotional connection there. Um, but the thing with land is just based off of where I live, it's always going to be more of a trek for me to get there than Warp. Like, World, I can just pack up the car and we can drive. It's a long drive, but we can do it. We can leave early in the morning, be there by dinner time. Land, it's always you always got to factor in the additional cost of flights. And um now I know we touched on it earlier, but like if I ever do want to stay in Disneyland, the hotels, that's going to be an extra expense too. So it's more of a trek, and it could end up being, a little more costly for me. That's not to say it wouldn't be a great experience for me. I just struggle to think right now that if I had the choice between both of them, I would choose going to land every time. That makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it's
totally.
also, but it's also like I like the question. It's a fun question. It's a fun debate. About land versus world. But also too, it's a difficult question to answer sometimes because it's like I feel like both parks are doing different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They
Yep.
and they
Like
they, they
Disneyland
cater.
has no answer for Epcot. Like that's the one that like because Epcot is its own beast. That like it's a one of a kind, in any of the parks around the world, and that's
Mhm.
partially why it's my favorite of the Florida parks because of its uniqueness. And granted, it's not what it used to be, but it's still pretty awesome. Um, but yeah, and I don't think it'd be fair to expect you after one, 3 or 4 day trip to say like, okay, this is better. But I think you, because of how much of a Disney history buff that you are, would appreciate those little touches.
Yep.
And there's that
Having
aspect
like
too.
the plaque where the opening day speech is, and just all that
Hmm.
kind of stuff is just it's special.
And I
I
definitely.
regret not doing the Footsteps of Walt tour with you, Tyler.
Yeah.
I regret not doing
The
that.
Main Street tour. Yeah. Oh, worth every penny. I mean, that's, we could probably do an entire separate episode on like how to really like splurge at Disneyland and do like all those, separate tours and stuff. The Main Street Story tour where you get to go in Walt's apartment. I would do it again. It worth every penny. Just incredible.
And
But I wouldn't say that I wouldn't do that on your first trip because, you know, appreciate the park just,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
as a, quote unquote normal kind of day guest. Take it all in. And then, if you were to go back on one of our fam trips, maybe then you take the time and do the extra stuff
Right.
so that you're not, sneaking away from your family to geek out about Walt.
the my my wife's not as big as a Disney history nerd as I am, but she would geek out with some of that too. Like she'd be like, "Hey, it's the bench, it's the bench," you know.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously,
But
like, yeah, when I walked in, that it's in like the entryway to the opera house, and like I just sat and like stared at that bench for way longer
mm,
than I would care to admit.
yeah,
It's just kind of, yeah,
and
it's
I'll
great.
say that too. It's like, you know, I love Disney World, and it's got its own interesting history of how it was built and how it came about, but it'll never be Walt's Park. Disneyland's always going to be it's always going to be the park that Walt built. It's always going to be the park that he walked on, and no matter how I feel about which one's better, Land's always going to have that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I I I would appreciate that more than probably the average guest, just due
Mm-hmm.
to my love for Disney history and my admiration for Walt. Like, that alone would, at least in that aspect, put Disneyland over the top for me. Like, oh my God, like I'm in Walt's Park. Like I'm walking his Main Street. Like I definitely would have a um very firm appreciation of that for sure.
And hopefully you can meet Dave.
That's.
Or yeah,
I was about to say the exact same thing. He works at the. I think he does. He teaches
Carnation
kids,
Cafe.
Yeah,
teaches
Carnation.
kids how to make different items at the Carnation Cafe. We never went back to visit him, but we
really should have.
We
Well, we're
should
going
have,
to.
but I think when Tyler goes back, he's going to seek out Dave and see if Dave is allowed to talk to us, because we would love to talk to Dave. That was what that moment. Like, even I've never seen Eric smile like that. Like that was like it was. All of us were just like nerding out over this guy. He's like,
We
I
were
did
all
all of
just-
these things. Yeah.
Well, we were just all enamored at like, you have a picture of Walt holding you as a baby?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was
his
yeah.
dad was one of the original animators or
Animators.
illustrators.
Yeah, it said that Walt like handpicked like 6 animators out of
UC Berkeley.
UCLA, or
Berkeley,
yeah, and
wasn't it?
then it might have been, and his dad was one of those animators, and so worked very closely with Walt and said, yeah, I have a picture in my office of Walt holding me as a baby, like next to my dad. I was like, what?
Exactly.
Like,
I need to
Yep.
meet this guy. I need to meet this guy.
right?
You do.
He was.
You do.
It was the
So
coolest thing,
nice.
but like that's the kind of thing that like, and it's not Disney World's fault that it's newer, but like it can't replicate that.
You'll never have that.
Yep. No, they can't. You can't replicate that. Those kind of moments. One last thing to I think to wrap it all up. I don't think that there was a single time when I was walking around Disneyland where I heard any parents yelling at kids and angry, or any of the stuff that you might
Mhm.
experience when you're walking around at World, where you're going to see some of those people that are just like overtired and doing all of those different things. For whatever reason, everybody just, maybe it was the week that we were there, or maybe it was just
Could be.
that it's over there and that the
I've
weather
definitely
was
seen some
nicer.
meltdowns there.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it can happen. I also think part of it is it's not 99 degrees with 1,000%
helps.
humidity.
That
Yeah.
very much helps.
Yeah,
Yep.
you don't
even
walk
our
outside
walking.
and need gills. Just to
Exactly.
breathe.
So last thing I would like us, the 3 of us, to do, since we've kind of gathered some information about Jacob, is let's kind of go around and see what kind of trip would we build for him, based on what we've gathered. So I will kick us off real quick. So Jacob, for your first Disneyland trip, I would recommend a 3-day itinerary. I would recommend you stay at the Anaheim Majestic Garden, because I think your kiddo will love the theming. The bus transportation is super convenient, especially at the end of the night. And I would do a no park hopper. I would do Disneyland one day, DCA one day, Disneyland the last day. And then I would try to sprinkle in a dinner reservation for you at Lamplight and Blue Bayou. And one thing we didn't touch on is we can get your lightning lanes booked with the package when you book it, which is another big difference and kind of an advantage, to have that pricing already kind of worked in. So we can start planning that ahead of time. Now, granted, you can't actually reserve the lightning lanes until you check into the park, so that's another difference. But at least budget-wise, you kind of know how all that kind of shakes out going in.
Sounds good.
Cool. So, Caleb, what do you think?
Pretty much the exact same thing you said. Because I literally I was literally pulling it up in our system and like just pricing it out just because I'm curious. But yeah, like Anaheim Majestic Garden Hotel, 3 nights, 3-day park admission with 1 park per day, with Lightning Lane, getting that booked up. Along with the package, and then also doing Blue Bayou for sure, and then Lamplight as an option as well for sit down dining. Yeah, it's really fun.
Nice.
It's hard to
Really
disagree.
sexy.
I think it's really hard to disagree with that plan. I mean, I think that the 3-day is definitely enough. I think that you certainly could spend 2 full days, or maybe not even 2 full days. Because let's say that you wanted to do, you've got a young one, so let's say that you wanted to do any of the nighttime spectacular things that happen at land, because there's a couple things that go on.
Or don't forget World of Color.
Well, World of Color is great too, for sure. Yeah, World of Color is worth it as well. Yeah, I mean, all of the nighttime stuff there was really good. World of Color was fun though, but I mean, it'll just give you the flexibility of being able to maybe rope drop one of the 2 days. Like, you don't necessarily need to do it both of those 2 days at land, and then you could hit up. Although if you're like me, rope dropping wasn't as big of a deal because it was a 3-hour difference and I still hadn't adjusted to the time. So you'd be 2 hours from that.
Yep.
So you could potentially rope drop and not really even notice that you're doing it because it would feel like it's a couple hours later. And yeah, the hotel choice for sure. The theming of that hotel was great. And the one mistake that I did make while I was staying at that hotel is when I was about to, the bus left as I was coming out the door, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to Uber. So I hit the Uber button and the second bus showed up like right then, and I was already locked into the Uber. So don't do that. Take the bus, be patient, and it will drop you off right outside the security entrance to the park. The parks.
Yeah, it drops you off a lot closer than the Uber drop off there.
So, well, yeah, a lot closer. I mean, it's probably like a couple 100 feet closer, but yeah, it's closer.
No, it's more than
it's
that.
further than that. It's way.
No.
It's probably close to 100 yards closer. Because the Uber drop off is outside the main entrance.
Yeah, I mean, but like where the Anaheim Majestic bus, that bus drops off. Do they drive all the way to the front? Because I never got to take the bus. So it drives all the way up and then goes out. Yeah, because the station that they pick you up at is all the way at the back. So I did take the bus back, but I didn't take the bus in.
Yeah,
so
the drop off is closer. The pickup is further away.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I think it's fine. And Blue Bayou, I can definitely vouch for. I think I'm gonna have to go back so that I can experience Lamplight Lounge as well. And if you aren't opposed to like a dining reservation outside of the parks themselves, the one at Pixar Place, what was the name of that place, guys?
Great Maple.
But they had
Great Maple. Yeah, Great Maple was fabulous and highly recommended. So,
and they have great steak.
They do
when they make it right. So good.
Caleb just distracted me with that message.
You're welcome.
So to wrap this all up, did anyone else have anything they wanted to touch on about Disneyland? I think, Tyler, you nailed it. I think it's hard to disagree with the amount of days. I think it kind of goes in line with what our Disney representative kind of recommended that people do. They'd come out for a couple of days. They don't, you don't do a full week. It's probably too much, and you don't necessarily need to spend a full week there. You could, and you could do all the different things, but I think that you could hit all of the hot spots and experience a lot of the really great food. And I mean, that's the only thing that you can't do in 2 full days is experience every single snack and like all of the really unique things as far as food goes in those parks in 2 days, unless you want to get sick. So there's just a lot of snacks that you can experience. And I missed out on the cheesy garlic bread, cheesy garlic pretzel bread, right? Mm-hmm. I missed out on that because they were out of it when we went. It was like late in the day. We were stuck because one of the parades was going through, and they didn't have it. except they're with a
So we
bra
got to
in it.
see Paint the Night from a distance as I think Brittany was scarfing down the pretzel bread.
Yeah, and then she couldn't finish it, and I ate the rest. I was like, okay. And I wasn't even hungry.
All right, gentlemen. So that wraps up another episode of Grim Grinning Dads. Thank you, Jacob, for joining us and being so candid with all of your responses. And we are excited for you to actually go to Disneyland and for us to have you back on and give us a first timers experience recap, because that would be cool.
Absolutely.
But we would love it if people could like, follow, and subscribe. It means the world to us. You can also find us at Grim Grinning Dads on Instagram, YouTube, and on TikTok. And if you would like one of us to help plan your next vacation, don't reach out to Jacob because he's really not part of this. Just kidding. Any of us would be cool to have reach out to. Well, they'd have to track him down. They'd have to track him down.
Find him.
If you'd like one of us to plan your next vacation, Disney or otherwise, send us a message, especially Jacob, because he's a great guy. Be sure to join us next time when the dads come out to socialize.